Okay, so Dota 2. This is an esports game, but before that I want to say good morning ladies and gentlemen, and as well Professor M. And yeah, as I said, the esports genre scene is basically an uprising scene that is as well hosted by ESPN. Cool fact, right? These players use sports visas to travel the country. They don't do sports though. All right, background to this. I'm not even change the slide yet. Dota 2 is basically the predecessor of Dota, which was a Warcraft 3 mod. This is an acronym, Dota, for Defense of the Ancients. Wow. Defense of the Ancients. It's pretty popular within the nerd scene. If you ever play video games on the computer as a young child, or if you ever had like a brother or sister playing it. Okay, from here I think you guys would be relevant to this because it's cool to learn new things, especially with an uprising genre that you might get into later, depending on your suit and tastes. My credibility as a speaker is that I did intensive research, reading blogs, words by words, and it's hard to gather information to something that isn't really big yet around the world, but I did as best as I can. My duty here today with the speech is to inform you which would either pique your interest or not. Now onto Dota and my speech. It would go from Dota's history towards the international, which is like, Super Bowl, I may say, and then how it's compared to other esports games. So my first slide, here you go, as you saw this already. Okay, so I would like to say first, its creator is a guy named Yule. And here, according to blogger Dimitri on July 2013, as said on themet.com, other Warcraft 3 map types such as tower defense spawn genres of their own, and in the midst of this, a modern by the name of Yule began work on Aeon of Strife into the game. This is called, and this is later called Dota. That is him. He is the creator of Dota, which is pretty cool. But sadly, after a year, he stopped making the maps for the mod, and from there, we got these two guys and that guy. There was no picture of him, so I had to use his basically contact info picture. So these three basically took up the role as developers of the game from 2004 up towards 2009. In 2009, these two guys quit in order to create League of Legends, which is a pretty bad game in my opinion. From there, right, he took up the role by himself and embedded it to him. He created maps up until 2010. From there, Valve, one of the biggest corporations in the world, basically wanted to buy the game, but there was a legal issue that I won't get into because of time issues. From there, and then right here, according to blogger Dimitri again, on July 2013, Valve is the finical mistress, however, and there was no news about Dota 2 until 2011 when Valve surprised the world by announcing the International, a $1 million tournament that would reveal Dota 2 to open public. So with that, the creation of Dota 2, there was a $1 million tournament, which it's pretty big, especially for a game that wasn't announced yet. And this is basically I forgot to mention this, my bad, I'm so sorry. This is basically the Warcraft 3 game that the mod generated from. Okay, so here I have Dota then and now. As you can see, these two pictures are basically Dota when it was a mod. Here is basically Dota 2. You can see the huge graphics changes, and same here with character designs. Next is the International, which is a pretty big scene within the Dota community. It is the Super Bowl of the esports scene, and it basically is the highest prize pool tournament there is within the scene. Here, as you can see, last 2 months ago, the highest prize pool was $20 million. A big number. Right here, and shoot, where was it? Okay, Dota, according to blogger, oh no, that's wrong. According to journalists, according to the journalists, authored Reeves on August 2016, as said in Polygon.com, their prize pool for the top winning team is $9.1 million from the overall prize pool, which is valued more than $20 million. That's actually pretty big, and it's a huge income. Oh, video. Okay, so video now.
I'm moving in there now. I don't think you're interested in contesting this 4-on-5, but maybe if you can delay it long enough for it to be a 5-on-5. If they ice blast and fissure properly, there is no hook shot.
They're all together. DVD, here comes the ice blast, ready for the die!
So, as you saw from there, that is a crazy scene from TI5, which the prize pool at that time was $18 million. Now, I move on to my next topic, which is Dota 2 compared to other esports. I hate comparing game functions and everything, so I didn't really want to get into that. So I compared it towards, I guess, viewers of like how many people watch the tournament, as well as prize pool functions. As you can tell right here, the prize pool Dota 2 is the #1 in terms of gaining money, and right here it's #2 in views, because I guess that's how it is. League of Legends is apparently better. Okay, so right here I have, according to journalist Mike Stubby on July 2015, as said on Vice.com, if something isn't done about the cap of the international prize pool, we can expect a broken esports scene before we know it. One that places more pressure on a single event and make every other competitive game seem pointless, which is kind of true, because, wow, $20 million. And from here, I would like to conclude my speech by recapping what I had just said. I basically went into the Dota's history, told you about its creation, its creators, and how it came to be. Then I went into the International, which is a huge sponsored event by Valve. Then I came into talking about how it compares to other esports. And again, I would like to recap my thesis, if you guys may have forgotten. It is basically to inform you about a different scene within the esports genre. And I have a quote here by Walt Disney that says, "We keep on moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things, because being cautious and curious keeps leading us to new open paths." So that is basically concluding my speech. Thank you.